Hello everyone, and welcome to Star Trek The Alternate Generation, a Star Trek Adventure 2nd Edition game using the rules by Modiphius Entertainment. My name is ELH, and I'm not the game master for this game, but I am playing Captain Hamasi, so you got that going for you. But I'm going to turn things over to Ravenslore to handle things from here.
Oh, jumping in right away. Okay. Hey, I'm Ravens or Tony, whichever you prefer to call me. You can see me on Event Horizons on Tuesdays, I think. But I am running this particular little mini campaign for ELH and crew. Should be exciting.
All right. Arwen, can we get a little something from you just for a sound check and who you playing?
Sure thing. Hey, everyone. My name is Arwen, and I am playing your friendly neighborhood Sharonian counselor, Dr. Fahil. And I don't know. I don't have anything to say other than some sadness to hear that Jane Goodall had passed away today. Um, and I met her once when I was in the communications office as an assistant in the Everly College of Science. And she was just a really sweet, kind person and very good. I marveled at her ability to communicate with people, just from all walks of life so effortlessly. So I'm just sad to hear that she had passed away today.
Yep. Condolences all around. Caspian, what do you got going on?
Well, I'm Caspian. I'm playing our tactical officer, Zathan. He's a Cation. And as for shoutouts, I got nothing except for tune in for season 2 of Wolf Ray, hopefully later tonight.
Hopefully, yes. And last but not least, Tigdam, what do you got going on?
Hello, I am Tagged in Mayo, and I am playing the Horta Chief Engineer, Sakani Hamanid. I don't have a lot going on at the moment, so just looking forward to see what happens.
All right, and we'll run that intro, and then things are fully turned over to Ravenslore.
And welcome back to TNG Remastered or Reimagined or the next generation, whatever we call it. So we're going to start off with a little bit of a recap from last session. It's been a bit. So last session was mostly the crew scrambling to make repairs as it was being propelled at speed towards the Klingon border, with the knowledge that if they cross the Klingon border in this world of heightened tensions, that it's likely going to start off a war. The crew successfully stopped the ship. It took some time and a lot of effort. And they also determined what the cause of the catastrophe that happened to the Enterprise. Turned out it was a saboteur named Lieutenant Sauce, a Vulcan. He was tracked down and trapped thanks to security and command and the computer coming back on, and then interrogated in the security room. And they learned a few things. They learned that, let's see, they learned that Sauce absolutely believes in Richard Logan, your nemesis for this little mini campaign, believes in Richard Logan's mission to keep the Federation out of this region of space. And then they conducted a mind meld between the counselor and the Vulcan after some debate, in which you learn quite a interesting bit of information. You learned that, and you saw in this mind meld, this massive cube, this scaffold-like structure, a starship of some sort, which you almost thought was Moon when you first glimpsed it from a distance. This ship was built by a species called the Borg. Now, the players and the audience, you guys know what a Borg is, but the characters don't. But they did learn the basics of what a Borg is. That they integrate other species, that they absorb their memories, their cultures into the collective, keeping the best parts, getting rid of the parts they don't need, that they evolve really, really fast. Things like a phaser will harm them once or twice, but the third time probably not because they adapt to it. They learned that Lieutenant Sauce believes that the Borg are the single greatest threat to this entire region of space, all regions of space. The fear that Vulcan had, even with his discipline, was palatable through the mind meld. He knows what these things can do, and he is justifiably afraid of that. You learn that these Borg should not be here. They're not from any known region of space. He doesn't know how they got here, but they shouldn't be here. And he knows that you learned that Logan, who was an original member of the Enterprise crew that are now gone, somehow survived whatever encounter it was, presumably by the Borg. And he knows that the Enterprise managed to subdue that ship, that the Borg ship is asleep at the moment, and the Enterprise crew was able to accomplish that, but he doesn't know how that happened. And the last bit of big information that you picked up from that is that Logan has access to that cube and has been harvesting it for knowledge and technology, which kind of makes you believe that he wants Federation to stay out of here so he has more time. But with that recap and that information, we will pass it along to the cast and crew, presumably in the ready room, sitting around the table, trying to determine what the hell you guys want to do next.
All right. So I think Kamasi, once you've gone over the mind melt stuff in character, she just sort of crosses her arms and closes her eyes and shakes her head and goes, "So you're telling me that Logan, such as he has access to a cornucopia of advanced technologies which are extremely dangerous to most normal people, and he's trying to capitalize on it like a Ferengi. Do I have that right?"
Mostly right. Although you forgot to add sociopathic tendencies.
And given that you indicated that Mr. Sauce was very fearful of the cube, I'm hesitant to let anyone have control of it, least of all this Logan character. But it sounds like we're going to have our work cut out for us if we are to destroy this thing. Thoughts, Zatan, and any thoughts about how we could destroy it?
Sir, with the armaments we currently have on board, I don't think we would be capable of destroying something that size in that large of an attack. We're going to have to come up with something unique to make that happen.
You were saying, Zarkeni.
Perhaps we don't need to destroy it. I believe you mentioned something about these drones. Would there be a way to eliminate these drones and take the technology for ourselves? there is a chance that we could be going to war with the Klingons soon, or any number of threats. Perhaps the best thing to do would be to tug this thing to a starbase and dissect it properly.
Well, I understand that Mr. Sauce was adamantly against such a plan, and that also might be what Logan is trying to prevent. I hesitate to say this, but I'm of the mind that if what happened to the original crew of this vessel is at all related to Logan's current state and the state of that cube, then we may not have the option of peacefully taking it back to a starbase. In fact, I'm willing to bet that Logan will do everything in his power to prevent such an occurrence. Which again puts us back in a interesting scenario of needing to destroy that cube one way or another.
If we could somehow take Logan's ship, we've had this data. I haven't had time to analyze many of the scans from the ship other than a deviation in its power systems, which perhaps when his primary weapon's charging or when we engage him, maybe that power system could become a flaw. If we can disable his ship, if we can capture him, we might be able to simply use his ship as a battering ram, explosive to destroy this Borg vessel. I presume the moment he finds out that we know this information or are going towards the Borg, he will attack us to keep the technology for himself. So he's going to kill us one way or another.
No, he'll have to try very hard, one way or another. And this is a general question for anyone who would care to answer, but what do we think the possibility of using our tractor beams to, I don't know, push that cube into the sun? Because as far as I'm aware, the Borg adaptation doesn't exactly prevent a sun burning away the entire part of the vessel.
That
I
would
believe
give me. Go ahead.
I believe we could tractor it for a short distance, but we're not going to be able to move at any great speed.
Well, the beautiful thing about space is that once you get inertia going, you just have to get it up to a certain speed, and the momentum will carry from there.
I believe our Vulcan friend said they were asleep. Did he not? If we start tractoring them, there is also the opportunity they may decide to wake up.
I mean, that's a possibility of no matter what we do. In fact, Logan may possess the ability to wake them up if things go south.
I think our best course of action would be to capture Logan's ship and look at what information he's gleaned from him. If he's been stealing technology from the ship, he knows the inside and out of it. He has knowledge that we don't have right now.
Well, he also unfortunately has a way to slip out of our grasp very easily with whatever, or what I'm assuming, is Borg transportation technology. I don't suppose we've had any breakthroughs on stopping that yet.
Well, we had developed a system that we thought was going to prevent anyone from beaming in using that technology.
Yeah, so that trait doesn't exist any longer, but you know how to do it. So you can replicate that trait fairly easily with the check and momentum spin.
Okay. But in terms of applying it to capturing him, I don't know. We'd have to give that some thought, I think.
Is there a way to encourage him to beam aboard and then trap him?
I have a feeling
know
that
how to
he's... Oh, you go ahead.
We know how to stop him from getting onto the ship. We don't have a way to stop him from getting off the ship right now. But I think if we can get him to use his little transporter trick a couple more times, we can set sensors to scan for the frequency of it, and perhaps we can block it.
Well, it
He
sounds
has
to me...
demonstrated. Oh, I'm sorry, Captain. Please go ahead.
No, you're perfectly fine. I'm trying to put this in a way that deals with the existential dread of either blowing up something so magnanimously evil or waking up such ancient evil, and it's not exactly how I expected my first command to go.
Hmm. I was going to add that as far as baiting him, um, his psychological profile and his behavior to date strongly suggest that he loves humiliating us. He loves showing off. Um, we could use that to our advantage, I think.
Now, what do you propose? That we show up and give a pitiful display of force to get him to taunt us?
I would suggest playing to his ego, putting him in a position where he thinks he's in control.
Hmm. Well, unless anyone has a better idea, in that case, I think what we need to do is go to the system with the cube, act like we don't know what we're doing, and see if we can get Logan to come and taunt us a little bit.
Just the very nature that we've repaired our damage and the fact that we're functioning and didn't cross space must enrage him. I don't think he's going to be too difficult to provoke.
Well, let's hope for all our sakes that that holds to be the truth. Very well, unless anybody has any other ideas or points of order to bring up, let's get this done.
I would like an engineering team. I know we're still busy repairing the minor damage, but if we can't take his ship, and do we have an if the attempt to take his ship fails or the attempt to capture him fails, I would like an engineering team to beam over to that cube and see if we can at least extract some form of technology from it.
We'll keep that in our back pocket as an option. Alright, well, unless there's anything else, y'all are dismissed.
Alrighty, so you all head to your various positions on the bridge. I assume you're going to attempt some sort of scan before you warp directly to a Borg cube.
Well, the idea I had was that we want to not arrive not next to the cube, but like in the general star system, so that it just looks like, oh, we followed a warp trail, or oh, we figured out where Logan was coming from, and now we're trying to find him again when we know full well he's at the cube. Basically, bluffing that we don't know about the cube yet, if that makes any sense.
So kind of like a 45-degree angle as opposed to directly towards it.
Something like that, yeah.
What do we know about the system?
There is a barren planet that has always been a barren planet. It's not like it got destroyed recently or anything. So it's basically a rock, and orbiting that particular system is the cube. Remember, these cubes are what, scale 13 or something?
Something stupid, yeah.
Like they're fucking huge. Pardon my language. Literally something that you would mistake for a moon from a distance. But the rest of the system is just a system. Nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing that stands.
So are there asteroid fields? Is there one sun?
Single sun and plenty of opportunities to spend momentum to create traits to have things appear and exist in the narrative.
Okay. And is this barren planet in like habitable zone from the sun, or is it like several AUs away? Like what are we talking about?
I put it at, say, where Mars is equivalent. It's not
Okay.
habitable. It doesn't have an atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess let me put the question another way. Are there places for the Enterprise to hide if we needed to?
Your best bet would be on the other side of the sun, or another one of the planets that are rigging this in this system. Like systems typically have multiple planets. So yes, potentially there's a spot there. Again, pulling a little bit from Daggerheart. I'm perfectly okay with people spending momentum to create a trait and saying, "Hey, there's a large asteroid I could use, or there's a moon here I could use, or that sort of thing."
Well, by my reckoning, we don't have any momentum yet, but we do have a evil redeem if you want to throw a complication at us.
I think we do have momentum because Sakani's in the team and we have close-knit crew, so we should have one.
Oh, should have one. Yep. Oh, we got a redeem. Nice.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
got an evil redeem 20 minutes ago, so
Thanks, chat.
I will take that threat.
Yes, who would ever do an evil redeem, chat?
who would do such a thing?
But to set your warp is difficulty 1 control con, assisted by engines con.
All right. Well, if somebody wants to grab the ship, who are we doing the con roll for? Is the question. Did we ever come up with a supporting character, or is it just whoever?
Your XO commander principal is capable at con.
All right.
I'll take the ship.
I'll pull up their sheet. Minimize it a little bit. So control.
Control con, difficulty 1.
I do not have the ability to modify their sheet. I can see it. I cannot modify it. Which means I'm probably set to observer rather than owner.
Should be good now.
Yep, there we go. And you said difficulty 1, yeah?
Yep.
Does this count as a activation for them?
Yeah, it would. Yep.
Well,
Sort of affects your
congratulations.
crew support.
They are going to get a helm operation focus. All right. So the rolling of 15, crit on a 4 lower. I'm going to spend the 1 momentum we have in the hopes that we get more momentum out of this. And I'm assuming complication range is still at a 20.
Yep. I mean, you're just going to warp. This is just so you guys get momentum, right?
All right. Well, there's 2 successes. So
That's
that's
for the
3
Enterprise.
overall.
So 3, that's 2 momentum for you.
Yeah.
As you set your course, and so your idea is that you're not going directly towards them. You're doing a long circular route to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But you are staying within the general area of the border between the Klingon space and next to that neutral zone, right?
Right.
Alrighty. And then I will get a sensor operation for whoever would like to do that. Just reason science, assisted by sensor science. Difficulty is, I'm going to set the difficulty as 3, but 1 success will give a thing, 2 will give a thing, and 3 will give a thing.
All right. Well, I believe was that you, Arwen? Was the counselor the one we were having doing science rolls?
Yeah. I mean, if everyone's okay, I'm happy to take that. I'm fairly well versed.
Yeah, I'll take the ship again.
All right, and you said the difficulty's 3, so I'll spend
Difficulty's 3, but 1 success will give some information.
All right, so I'll spend 1 momentum if that's okay with everyone.
How dare you?
Absolutely.
Okay, and just looking to see if. Nope, I don't. Doesn't look like I have any focuses that would apply.
You've already got a success.
All right, well, there's the 3 we needed.
Enterprise doing work.
Yeah.
All right, 3 successes. Nice. So no momentum, but a bunch of things. You learn some stuff, and a big thing happens. So the first thing you learn, like this scan is going to reach as far as where the cube is. But the first thing you learn is that there are 2 Orion destroyers en route on an intercept course. The third success that you gained is going to allow you to set the range of when you intercept. So you guys are going to collide at some point. Remember, starship combat is very, very slow. Like a minor action takes you from the bridge to engineering. So you can talk, you can move. There's all kinds of time in between things. It's not like D&D that are 6-second rounds. So you detect the 2 ships. You get to choose your range and your location. That means you can spend momentum or threat to set up. Hey, I want to be hidden in a nebula or any other sort of thing. But the most important thing that happens is once your sensors settle on that Borg cube, the lights of your bridge turn green. Not yellow, not red. Everything turns green. And communication gets an alert that pops up, and whoever does your communication looks at it strangely, and it's a message to the captain of the Enterprise. And the crew member says, "Captain, this message is being sent by us."
By us, you
Your
mean
eyes only.
ourselves, or by the Federation, or...
It's a message from the ship, Captain.
Well, play it.
It says your eyes only.
Very well, I'll take it in my ready room.
And you head in the ready room. Once you bring up this message and you go to play it, the ship goes back to normal. The lighting returns. And in big font across your screen, it says, Locutus protocols engaged.
And I presume in character I've never heard of Locutus.
Certainly not.
Hmm.
And then you watch as information collected from the Enterprise crew that were presumably assimilated but are somehow built into this computer system of the Enterprise gets released to all the systems, triggering Ghost Ship. What's interesting is it's not 500 individuals. It's 1. But that 1 individual is a collection of all of them.
So if I
And for the
remember-
audience at home, Ghost Ship allows for any obtained information to gain an extra question because the ship itself has that information.
So, and this, I'm, soliciting feedback from everyone on this one. Do we want to ask the ship's computer, how do we keep the Borg asleep? Because if we start fighting, I guarantee the Borg are going to wake up. But either how do we keep the Borg asleep? How do we move the Borg? How do we want to do this? Because again, if we spend the momentum, we get basically 2 free questions out of it.
I'm fine with asking how to keep them asleep.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that'll be question 1. What's our question 2?
Do you want the answer to question 1 first?
Yeah, might as well. Let's hear the answer to question 1 first.
According to the Enterprise, which calls itself Locutus sometimes, Commander Data developed a virus that overwhelmed the collective and put it to sleep. They are currently recharging. As long as you don't make too much noise, don't blow anything up, it should stay asleep. But that will only last so long. It'll eventually believe it's recharged and wake up.
So we are on a bit of a time clock here. All right.
In the measure of days and potentially weeks, as of not minutes.
Right. All right. Second question is, how do we throw it into the sun? Question mark. Unless anybody has a better idea.
Is there a way to destroy it without waking them up?
That's probably a better question than the sun one, yeah.
Locutus doesn't know a way to destroy it without waking it up. That said, if its power sources were overloaded, in theory, they wouldn't have time to repair them.
And let me guess, in order to do that, we're going to have to beam aboard a team.
Would you like to give me a threat for more questions?
I don't think so, unless anybody else has any questions.
Nope for me.
Right now.
Nope for me.
All right, well, armed with this new information, Hamasi will return to the bridge, explain what just happened, and just end with, so it does appear that we at least now know the fate of the original Enterprise crew, which is a bit somber, but they've found a way to help us from beyond, which I'm going to capitalize on as much as possible. Those Orion destroyers, let's take them at medium range, sounds appropriate.
All right. I assume you declare red alert.
Yep. I think we've just been perpetually at red alert since this whole thing happened.
Red alert battle stations. Everyone starts heading towards their various stations.
I liked Una Chin Riley's question during a Strange New Worlds episode. You know, is there anything? We're already at red alert. Is there anything above red alert?
Burgundy alert.
Burgundy alert. Plaid.
Yes, but,
Well, that's a speed.
yes, but
That's a speed. Yes.
there is, but we have to change the bulb to get to the next one. All right, well, weapons are hot. We're ready to go to battle.
All right.
All right. So medium is any zone adjacent.
Also, we can't, or at least I cannot see anything here.
Okay, let me check something.
Yeah, I can't see anything either.
Nope.
I just see the black of space.
There we go.
Turns out I have to let you see.
Whoa, hey, that's really cool.
Mm.
Right. So the way this map works is regardless of how you guys move around, the Enterprise will stay at the center, right? So everybody's position is just zone based. The amount of zones away from the Enterprise. So currently you are, because you chose medium range, you are at medium range from these two things, which is one zone away. If you move to long range, I would move these things like this, so they're 2 zones away, as opposed to moving you away and keeping them there. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All righty. Now, as we said in the preamble before we went live, I have never run a Star Trek combat before, but we are gonna figure it out.
That's the best way to do it.
So if you look up at the cross swords underneath the speech bubbles in the top right, you will see that it says Enterprise Orion Marauder 1 and Orion Marauder 2. And 5 of 5, 4 of 4, 4 of 4. You guys all see that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So 5 of 5 is how many actions the Enterprise has. You have 5 actions. Each person can do a minor action and a major action. And 4 of 4, and for the Orions, that's how many actions they get. Now, for this particular combat, I'm only using as many actions as you get. So you guys get 5, so I get 5 to spread out between my 2 guys. And initiative starts with the Enterprise.
So here's what I'm thinking, because it looks like those 2 Orion ships are in separate zones, which unfortunately means that our area attack on our phasers isn't going to hit them both. It does mean we at least get spread. So here's what I'm thinking. We do a helm major action of attack pattern, and that would mean our XO gets to assist. But then that also means it's easier to shoot us.
I do have quick to action, so we can keep the initiative.
Which is good. Let me ask this. Would it be possible to maneuver the Enterprise in such a way that we can get the Orion ships in a single zone?
No.
Okay. So like we wouldn't be able to change our angle of attack or anything like that.
No, they are in separate zones.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
But I will reiterate that there is all kinds of time for you guys to discuss them. There's no need to make D&D decisions of, I got to do this and then I got to do this. You could spend 5 minutes on each move if you want to.
Right.
Can we get into a line so that we keep one Marauder between us, so that way they're both not able to target us at the same time?
You could maneuver that one would be at medium range and one would be at long if you'd like. Yeah, you could make that approach because you made your sensor roll before. Yeah.
Why don't we do that then? Because they have optimal range of medium as well. That way we're not just getting hit by both. They have to move, or at least the far one has to move before it can hit us.
Well, you're not sure how these are armed yet. You haven't looked.
This is true, but I'm just going to assume that they don't really have a spinal lance. So, of course, they have a spinal lance. It's difficulty 3 to hit us, so,
You're the captain, so I'm sure you're familiar with your basic Orion Marauder.
Right.
Disruptors and torpedoes, I think.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's have one Orion at medium, one Orion at long, and then the question is, do we do attack pattern or evasive action? I don't know. How confident are you that you can hit things? Do you think you can hit a difficulty 2 or a difficulty of 3?
What's the usual roll for to roll weapons?
Control
Daring,
security assisted by the ship's weapons security.
Well, I'm rolling under a 16 for that one, so I think we can hit them.
And your difficulty is 2 with energy and 3 with torpedoes.
Right. But if we evasive action, it becomes difficulty 3 and 4. If we attack pattern, it becomes difficulty 1 and 2. The trade-off is that if we attack pattern, it's easier to hit us, and obviously if we evasive action, it's harder to hit us.
Oh,
go ahead.
Do you want to just try and concentrate fire on one of them and ignore the second one? Maybe just keep one of them at medium range and just keep withdrawing, so we only focus on one?
Well, we only get the one helm major action a turn unless we increase the difficulty, so...
You can take 2 major actions at the cost of momentum and increasing the difficulty by 1.
Right.
It doesn't increase the amount of actions you have per turn, though.
I also have Fire at Will that lets us use the swift action momentum spend for 1 rather than 2. But we have to attack twice.
Speaking of momentum, is this classed as a new scene?
Yes, so you would have a momentum for closing it. I love that talent so much.
Yep.
So I know we're
I'm
all
just gonna-
excited about potential combat, but have we
Mhm.
tried talking to them yet?
Well, I mean, that's going to come. I'm just trying to plan ahead of that if they don't actually respond.
Okay, sounds good. As the counselor, I just felt like I should at least mention it.
No, how dare you? How dare you curb our bloodthirsty tendencies? How dare you? Grr.
That's what Zathon's thinking while he shoots daggers over at the counselor. Like, I want to shoot
Yeah,
some.
well, I saw, both the cats, like their dander was up, their fur was all puffed out and everything. So I'm like, whoa. Just I'll mention it, but I have a feeling I know where this is going.
Look, listen, doctor. When has peace ever been an option for a cat?
Well, it wants
Fair
his
enough.
scritches.
I don't
All
think
right.
scritches are going to do it, Mr. Lieutenant Commander.
So, all right, order of operations. We're going to hail. If they answer, great. If not, we shoot them. I think we'll do an attack pattern is what we'll end up doing. And then we'll retain the initiative, and then Zathon will open fire.
All right, so you can hail en route, like you can open a channel en route before like we get to the combat part of this.
Well, the reason I ask is because I believe that there is a minor action to do that, which might get us momentum.
Well, if you prefer to hail them when you're, a couple thousand kilometers away, sure.
Oh, no, I'm misremembering. That was a 1E thing. No, okay, we'll just hail them while we're en route.
All right, so you set out your hail, and your view screen shows a picture of a very large, very bald, very green Orion captain wearing, typical Orion leathers with spikes and chains and all the edgy stuff that they typically wear. The crew that you can see behind are dressed similarly. It looks like a ramshackle ship compared to like a Federation ship, which is all shiny and chrome and polished.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pirate vessel, not certainly not a Federation ship. Captain, turn your ship around, leave these sectors, or we'll be forced to destroy your ship.
And I think Kamasi does the Picard maneuver as she stands up and just says, well, my name is Captain Hamasi of the Federation Starship Enterprise, and unfortunately, turning around is not something I can do. However, and looking at the readout of your vessels, I think it's safe to say that if you don't turn around and leave us alone, well, we might just have to reciprocate in a way you don't appreciate.
You overestimate your ship's capabilities, Captain.
Are you sure you can't say the same about your own?
You could probably take my ship, but I don't think you could take both of us. And even if you do, well, the Admiral will be along shortly.
Well, perhaps that's the intent.
Last warning, Captain. Turn around. Things will go smoother.
I don't think
Otherwise,
so.
I'm getting myself a new ship.
No, I don't think so. And then I just motion at comms to cut the communications channel.
And you guys watch as, you're some distance away as this conversation happens. Predictably, it goes as predictably as you expect. Their weapons charge, their shields go up. There's no question that this is going to turn into like a fight.
All right, well, then let's do the attack pattern first. And then we get the quick to action for free. which then allows Zathon to fire twice if we spend the momentum for it. So the way attack pattern works is that it is a... Oh, they changed it. So attack pattern means that our Exo is going to help you with Control Con for free. And then anyone attacking us is at minus difficulty of 1.
Okay, so we'll do this step by step. So we're going to, again, stealing from Daggerheart, we'll spotlight the helmsman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which takes one of your actions, one of your 5, right? They get a minor action and a major action. Your major action you want to be attack pattern, which will be in assisting the attack that's coming next.
Mm-hmm.
Minor actions you have available are for Helm is to move if you'd like. You can move up to 2 zones. There's no roll or anything for that. Or just thrusters. You may move the ship anywhere in your current zone, which doesn't matter because there's no traits in play.
Right.
So if you'd like to move up to 2 zones, you can.
I don't think that's necessary.
Okay.
So we attack action or attack pattern, and then we retain the initiative to then spotlight Zathon.
I'm assuming we want to use phasers on them.
Yep. Phasers with the spread quality, because we have phaser arrays last I checked.
I believe so.
Yep,
Spread, I don't
phaser
think
arrays.
does anything unless you do a breach. But okay, so turn goes to Savan.
Mm-hmm.
Major action is going to be firing a weapon.
All right, that's control security.
Is control security assisted by weapon security and also assisted by your XO.
Yep, control con for her.
I'm assuming shipboard tactical systems can be used as a focus.
Absolutely.
Does the ship go as well?
Yeah, ship is weapon security.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna give you
Your
one threat
difficulty
for.
is 2.
I'm gonna give you one threat to activate bold security.
Gotcha.
Have me rolling 3 dice.
Well, that's a grand total of
Nice.
5 successes, so I think we get 3 momentum back.
3, 4, 5 successes, difficulty 2, so 3 momentum. And phasers are versatile 2, I believe.
Yep, which means we have 2 basically free momentum to spend on anything we want.
So you have 5 momentum to play with.
Well, technically 6, because we're up to 4, and then we have the 2 floating.
Oh, right.
You
Yeah,
want to use them on piercing?
Yeah, piercing is what I would recommend.
Mm-hmm.
Piercing, effective cutting through layers protection. When this weapon makes an attack, any resistant target has is ignored. Can you add piercing?
That's what I'm trying to verify, because you could in first edition.
I don't think you can.
Okay, so here it is. Page 307. They did change it. So we can now do added damage, where we can, for every 2 momentum spent, we raise the attack value by 1. Alternatively, we can do a devastating attack, which means that a system suffers a hit, dealing half the attack's damage rounding up. So we could spread in that way, where we could just do a half damage hit again, kind of a thing. And the beautiful part about this new system is, even if we wouldn't get past the resistance, we still do at least 1 damage with the attack. So I say devastating attack.
That's good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Righty. So then Tactical can roll me a d20, just a straight d20 to see which system is hit. Phaser rays do 7 damage. Resistance of this Marauder is, where are you? 3, so you do 4.
Remember, it's slash roll 1d20.
My bad.
Or just click the little d20 at the bottom there. Weapon system. Did you get to 75%? Not quite. And then since you did, where's damage to the system?
So that's what's changed in second edition. Is it's meant to be more freeform in terms of what happens when you hit a system. It's meant to be, hey, maybe I did enough damage to create a trait, a negative trait on the enemy, but it's not like first edition where, oh, you got hit in weapons, now you have to roll for a breach kind of a thing. That's what has changed majorly.
All right, so what we'll say is that you have, with your devastating attack, you have taken their disruptor cannons offline.
And Zathon, I believe they've won a special prize. Do you want to tell them what it is?
Yes, I believe they've won a second round of phaser fire.
And that's what, 1 momentum because of your swift action?
1 momentum because of fire at will.
All right, well.
We use a swift action to spend 1 momentum instead of 2, but we got to attack him again.
Okay, so we'll drop down to 3 momentum, if it will ever actually go down to 3 momentum. And then we do that entire roll all over again. Yay!
Without the assist from the EXO.
Isn't it every attack?
No, it'd be your next attack, right? You assist 1 action.
You know, it says each time your ship makes an attack, not the first attack.
Good enough for me. All right, let's do it all again. So ship, EXO, and tactical all get to fire.
Well,
We might want
the
to buy
ship's
off that complication.
Oof, yeah, this is not going well.
Okay, I'll give you an additional threat to activate bold security using a focus.
All right, well, I can't seem to change momentum, but... Oh, no, there it goes, maybe. There it goes. Okay, so we're at 5 momentum overall right now.
Oh, so complication from the Enterprise.
We just want to buy that off.
I think we want to just spend the 2 momentum and buy it off.
That's fine, yeah. That's the versatile momentum, right? Did you account for versatile?
I don't know that you could... Well, technically, yeah, you could use the versatile for that, yeah.
Sure could, yeah. Immediate spin. So that you do have 5 momentum in the pool if you'd like to do like devastating or you want to do extra damage or whatever you want to do.
You want to take out their engines or target a system?
Yeah, I'd
The
say
system needs to be targeted ahead of time, but
yeah. No, I think we just need to spend devastating again, and since we have spread, it's only a 1 momentum cost. So technically, last time we could have double spread it if we wanted to.
let's do that now then.
Yeah. So let's spend 2 momentum to double spread, so they get double half attacks, which means 4 more damage twice.
All right, so that'll be that. Oof. All right, and then give me 2 d20s.
Let Sathan roll that.
For our hit locations.
So that's structure.
Okay.
And structure again. Yay.
Oh, double breach on structure.
Mm-hmm.
And it is shaken. And ship is shaken. It was already shaken. If the ship's there, below 1/4, ship is shaken as above, which it is. Suffers a breach instead. Yeah, so the shields of this Orion is not completely down, but they're below 25%. You have taken out the disruptor cannon. There are big ass holes throughout the hull of this thing. It will lose, because it is shaken, it will lose its first activation. It is in a bad way. But that is 2 of your 5 actions so far. So Marauder 1 will activate. That's the one you just shot to shit. It loses its action because it is shaken. Everyone, there's exploding consoles, and you can imagine the carnage happening on board that ship. People are being vented out into space, which brings the focus back to the Enterprise.
I say we maybe try to hail them again and say, well, we did that. Do you want us to do it again?
Offer surrender.
Yep.
Yeah, or just tell them to go away.
Yeah. So I think we'll activate Hamasi, question mark. And my minor action will be to have a open channel to them. And depending on how they reply, I'll depend on my major action.
They do not reply.
Well, then I'm just going to, hey, Zathan, you want to tell them what they want a third time?
Well, you have their choice between more phasers or some photon torpedoes.
I think they need more phasers.
Sounds good to me.
So I'm going to use the direct action here.
Gotcha.
And just checking my things. All right, so we do have to spend 1 momentum for it. But now I assist you with I assist you with control command, in addition to every other modifier we have on this.
The cool thing is that this isn't increasing difficulty, because it's different people getting him to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
I'm just sitting there pressing a button over and over again.
Yeah, so that would be XO assist from the captain and the ship.
All right, there's the captain. There's the XO.
The sheet has frozen, so if somebody else wants to grab the Enterprise. Oh, hang on. There we go.
All right, well, we're already sitting at 3.
I think I'm just going to use the 2. I'm not going to give him any more threat for this one. And still using a focus.
All right, well, 5 successes means we get 3 momentum.
5 successes means you get 5 momentum because of versatile.
Oh, I see what I always keep the versatile momentum separate because it's easier in my head.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I say devastating twice. Bye bye, Orion Marauder.
Should we disable them or do you want to destroy them?
I mean, disable preferably.
With that many successes and doing the devastating, you're doing the devastating again with the versatile.
Yeah, and since it has spread, we can do devastating twice. So
Okay. Orion Marauder 1 has been disabled. It is out of everything.
Is Orion Marauder 2 running scared now?
It is not. Orion Marauder 2 knows it will die if it goes home empty-handed. So Orion Marauder 2, let me check the range on this. Why won't you tell me the range on this? Oh, there it is. It needs to move, so it will. What does it want to do? It needs to get close. Close is same zone, so it will activate. Again, we're going through nice and slow for the people watching to make sure that we do all this right. Orion Marauder 2 activates. It will do attack pattern. Minor action will move 2 zones. To get into close range, charging up its disruptor cannons. But that is its activation. So activation goes back to the Enterprise.
which by my reckoning means we have sensors for the doctor, and then for Sarkeni, we have operations engineering, yeah?
Or
Yeah.
whatever they choose to do, yeah.
Is scan for weakness still a thing?
Yes, scans for weakness is still a thing. I could do that. I just didn't want. I haven't really heard much from Tiggs this game, so I wanted to give them plenty of time to do something. Oh, Tiggs has a BR. Oh, they're back.
It's my turn.
Yep.
Is there anything we particularly want to do?
I mean, you could always create a trait. That is always something to do.
Hmm.
You could reroute power to something.
Yeah. I suppose thematically what I could do is adjust shields so we better resist Orion weapons for now?
That is
Yeah,
now
you could create the trait.
as I say, that would be a trait because modulating shields is now a tactical action. So
Ah. Yeah, I'll create the trait shield modulation. Unless somebody has a better idea.
Right. So creating a trait is
2, I think.
difficulty 2. Probably what? In this case, daring engineering.
mm-hmm.
Daring, engineering. I presume power systems would come into this.
Yeah, I would say. Oh,
That was an engineer. That was an engineering, so I get to ignore that complication thanks to maintenance specialist.
awesome. Good job. So 2 successes, that's enough to make the trait. So would you like to modulate for disruptors or phasers?
We'll modulate for disruptors. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah, sounds reasonable to me.
Yep, that's done then.
I'll put that up in the corner. I'm just checking for minor actions for engineering just to see if there's anything special.
I can't see anything that would be appropriate at the moment when the sort of.
Yeah, I don't see anything either. Okay. So that takes you down to 1 action. Back to the Marauder 2. It will activate and it is going to attack with its disruptors. Its difficulty goes up because of the trait that you made,
But the difficulty comes down because of attack pattern.
but difficulty goes down because of attack pattern.
Mm-hmm.
But as you've noticed, these ships are not enterprise level threats. So, where's my enemy crew? Let's control security. Enemy crews have focuses in everything. Weapon security.
And if you're
One success is not enough. The modulated shields eat the disruptor blast. That would have been enough if it wasn't for the modulated shields, however.
I can't see your rolls.
Yeah, it hasn't come
Oh,
through
sorry,
for me either.
I had them on private. I rolled a 14 and a 6 and a 14. So net 1 success. I needed 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That brings the tracker back to the Enterprise for our good doctor.
Doctor, would you care to minimize loss of life by targeting their engine systems?
I can do that, and I like the way you phrased that. All right, so I'm scanning for weakness.
I believe so.
Yeah, so that looks like it is a control science task with a difficulty of 2.
Assisted by sensor security.
Yes. And how are we looking on? Oh, I'm gonna spend a momentum and get an extra die.
The Enterprise crit.
Nice.
The Worf part of Locutus is opening.
Oof.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
means
Do you have any rerolls?
No rerolls.
Which unfortunately means that Enterprise crit does nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it does. Yeah.
Sorry.
I will let you succeed at a cost. The cost being that you need to reroute reserve power into the sensors to make it work.
Yeah. Who was eating a sandwich and spilled mayonnaise all over my console?
I eat rocks, not me.
And it's in the back's like, sorry.
So yeah, I'll let you spend reserve power to have that be a success.
That sounds fair.
Yeah, and it also give Sarkeni something to do, getting reserve power back on their turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sounds good.
Alrighty, so scan for weakness allows you to choose between whether you want to give your next attack or your the next attack, so one attack, increase your damage by 2 or give it the piercing quality.
Piercing. Always take
Yeah.
piercing.
Oh yeah, always take piercing.
Agreed.
Unless you are literally shooting at a shuttle or a Scale 2 vessel, always take piercing.
Alrighty,
Piercing it
so again, that is the Enterprise's last action of round 1. We go back to the Orion Marauder. I will spend a threat to allow it to shoot again.
Now at difficulty 3.
Now at difficulty 3. It will use, wait a minute. Yeah, it will do. Yeah, it'll stay doing. It doesn't know. These guys aren't smart. All right, so Orion Marauder crew. I got lots of threat, so I will spend 3 on 2 extra dice. Three successes. That's not a lot for 4 dice. I guess it's not bad. And then weapon security for the ship.
Oh, I don't know if you know this, but you know that little comm badge next to momentum and threat?
Yeah.
If you click it, you have NPC crew rolling.
No shit. Look at that. I did not know that. I made it NPC for. I just gave them all the stats for your like a talented crew, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is great. I did not know that. Thank you, ELH.
You're welcome. It's only in this system, though. It's not in my 2E system. It's only in this system, though.
Alrighty, so we got what? We got 4 successes. I needed 2.
3.
So that's 2, 3 because of the second shot, yes. So that's 1 extra threat. Disruptor is intense. So I will spend 2, say, for extra damage. It's 1 per extra damage since it's intense. To cause 10 damage to the Enterprise.
Do we get one off for the disruptor modulation?
No, that increased the difficulty. So technically it did take 1 damage.
Okay.
So that brings you down to what, 7?
Well, don't forget resistance, because it doesn't have piercing.
Right. So 5, 12. That takes you down to 12. 12 does not. 12 does reach your 75% threshold. Which does a thing that I used to know.
Well, it's 50 and then 25%. 75% doesn't do anything.
Yeah, you have 2 breakthrough points, one halfway along the track, and one at 3/4.
Right, because you're supposed to be filling up the shields rather than decreasing, is how Modifius always does it.
Oh, I got it backwards. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. No, it is something that I've told the developers of this sheet that, hey, we need to, or not we, you need to add a color differentiation into it so that people don't get that confused.
Yeah, more is better next to shields or something, right? So that won't get you to your half, so you are not shaken. There is no breach.
We still do the Star Trek shimmy, of course.
Oh, yeah. There's shaking and sparking. But they have one action left because you kind of did a bunch of actions at the start. And they will, what will they do?
Well, if you want a suggestion from the peanut gallery, as we've discovered in other games that shall not be named, a ramming action does a lot of damage.
Oh, well, we're not going to, no, we're not. I looked at ramming, and we still need the ship to exist. It is going to evasive action. Because I expect it's going to get shot to shit here in a second.
Probably.
So it does Daring Con. If you take this action, then the next turn, I'll attack. Oh, it's opposed on the next turn to the. However, it will start out attack. All right, so it does. It just goes into evasive action, and then it is going to stay at close range. It is a knife fighter, not a saber fighter like the Enterprise. So that will be its action, which means everyone runs out of action. Which means we go back to the start of round 2, with the Enterprise being highlighted first.
Unless anybody has a burning desire, I think we just have Helm Impulse so that we get an optimal range again, and then just continue to attack pattern so we keep getting that assist.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
So the Orion goes back out to medium range.
Okay, so he moves out to medium.
And attack pattern is still in play.
And bring in the attack pattern, so there's no roll for that, no nothing. All right, and do you want to maintain initiative?
Well, we could spend 2 momentum and then Zathon could open fire again.
It seems like the logical choice of action.
Yeah, let's do it. Now, it is a difficulty of 3 because they are evasive action right now, but it is an opposed roll, so... Actually, no, I read that wrong. So its attacks are increased by +1. Otherwise, it is Daring Con and Structure Con against us.
Yeah, so it's instead of having a set difficulty, it's an opposed roll. So just set yours to 1, difficulty 1, and I'll do mine to 1, and whoever gets the most successes wins.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so another security control using a focus.
Yep, and then the XO assists as well because of attack action or attack pattern. Got 1 from the XO.
Nothing from the Enterprise?
Enterprise, yep, should do its role. Weapon security.
Oh, we got nothing.
I spent a threat on a die. I've got 3. You've got.
I haven't rolled mine yet. I'm gonna give you 1 threat to roll an additional die and to proc my bold security.
Gotcha. You've got 4 successes. So you have struck the evading Orion Marauder. You do your 7 base damage. Do you want to do any momentum spends? You have 2 from your versatile just kind of sitting there.
We have piercing too.
Oh, as piercing as well, yes.
Well, on devastating, that second attack will also have piercing, so that's 11 damage to the Marauder.
Do we get an extra momentum because that was a post task to go in a tracker?
Oh, yeah. We had 4 successes. They only had 3, so we would be up to 3 momentum.
Are the poor Orions still standing?
Yeah, but just hold on. When this, I'm just double checking piercing. Oh, that just ignores resistance. Oh, fuck it. It's tactically standing. Roll me your d20 twice. To see what you kind of disabled.
It's a 5 and 12.
So it can't move. Basically, like the shock of this stops them from moving their next attempt. And what was the other one?
Structure.
Structure, yeah. So you start vetting people, and they are shaken, so their next turn is lost.
Which means on our turn, I will once again offer the olive branch and say, all right, are we done with this little, tit for tat fight, or can we just move on to a more civilized argument?
Doctor, counselor, your sensors read that their weapons and shields are powering down.
They're powering down weapons and shields, Captain.
Good. Now, I don't suppose there's another ship on an intercept course coming at high speed because of that, but...
Just in case there is, I think Sir Kenny will go to the shields and restore shields.
Alrighty, that's a thing.
Well, to restore shields, you need reserve power back, so it's a multi-step process.
Ah, okay.
There is no imminent, like, Richard Logan's flagship is not bearing down on you. So there is time for you to bring the shields up. You suffer minor damage, like consoles did Sparky Sparks, which they do. But there is time to regain reserve power and to bring the shields back online and decide what you want to do with these Orions. Presumably, you're going to send a rescue crew to the very, very disabled Marauder ship.
Yeah, we'll offer assistance. Whether or not they take it is their discretion.
They've been beaten soundly.
While that's going on, Stan's going to go up to the captain. Captain, I was thinking about your idea of dragging them into the sun. What if we took the sun to the ship?
You want to detonate the sun with a trilithium explosive device.
I was thinking more along the lines of a directed solar flare in the direction of the planet.
Well, we would have to time the event such that it was a big enough explosion to release off such solar energy, but theoretically it's possible with our complement of photon torpedoes. Though I still like the trilithium idea.
I have no objections either way. Do we
I
have
have
any
no problem.
trilithium aboard?
Well, we have 3 momentum, so if we spend 2 of it, yeah, we have trilithium aboard.
I have no problem detonating a sun, but I'm not filling out the paperwork to explain it.
Yeah, the TLDR on trilithium is you fire trilithium into any sun, it goes supernova. Was a plot
Now-
point in DS9 a few times.
There's obviously repercussions for blowing up a sun, but
Yeah, but
the
when you blow
Federation
up a
doesn't
sun,
only on blowing up stellar objects.
yeah, but when you're blowing up a sun to blow up a Borg cube, I think the ends justify the means.
Well, I'm not telling you not to. I'm just saying.
I
And also take
appreciate
care of our
the.
Logan problem.
Sorry, Arwen, you were saying?
I was gonna. I didn't want to cut off Satan. It would take care of our Logan problem, at least in the short term, unless he has other followers outside the system. Your decision is tactically sound and understandable. I know we said the planet that the Borg was inhabiting, the Borg ship was orbiting, was barren, but I don't know. This system hasn't been officially cataloged or studied to see if it could any of the other planets or planetary bodies in the system could support life, or they may have life on them. We could be committing a violation of regulations if we destroy something that has the potential for life.
All right. Well, it sounds then, Doctor, that you're going to spend the next however many minutes scanning every moon, planet in the system. In the meantime, Zathan, I want you to run the math on that solar flare idea in case the supernova is out, but also prepare for supernova if it turns out that we actually can blow up the star system.
Aye, sir.
Alrighty. So we will go through. I will just go through each player at a time to do the roles for what they're trying to determine. Starting with Captain Hamas.
No, start with the good doctor, because I think the doctor's results are going to color everything else.
Sounds good. Okay, Doctor Hill.
Yes.
What is it that you're trying to accomplish?
I'm trying to determine whether or not there is any life in this system, even microbial life.
Alrighty. Let's see. What's the best way to do that?
Sing the life form song.
Life forms, take your little life forms. Where are you?
Let's call that a reason science,
Okay.
assisted by sensor science.
Okay.
I'll
Alien...
give you medicine too, because you're a doctor and you're looking for life.
Okay. Oh, well, that's great. Would alien biology count as a focus?
I would think so.
Yeah. Okay. Me too. But I didn't want to speak for you. Okay.
There's a ship.
What's the
Couldn't
difficulty?
we get
Well, we did just get a
difficulty's
complication
1.
from chat, so factor that in as you will.
Ooh, yes, I will use that complication.
All right.
would our advanced sensor suites come into play here?
It would.
So the ship would be able to assist with another dice.
Yep, ship assists with 2.
All right.
And you have high res sensors as well.
I think my
Which is a
luck's run
bonus
out.
bonus.
Does somebody else want to take it, or am I taking it again?
Go and take it again.
Ah, Well, looks for now. Someone else can have the Enterprise going forward.
It was doing great for a while, though.
I'm going to spend a momentum to get an extra die.
Well, it's just a casual 5 successes.
All right.
Oh, I haven't seen it come through. It's a 5 successes, eh?
Yeah.
So that is 4 momentum.
So we have 1 floating. I don't know what it is. Foundry is not letting me update momentum. Oh, no, wait, there it goes.
Yeah, there it goes. And you got 1 floating. Okay, so yes, there is life in the system. That life exists on the Borg cube. There are thousands of life forms on that cube. And the complication that I will spend, thanks to chat, is that some of those bodies happen to be the original crew of the Enterprise.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. So you know where the bodies are, even if their consciousness is somehow amalgamated into the Locutus protocols.
So I will look at my scanner. I will double check my results against the previous data that we have on the Enterprise crew. And I'll look up at the captain and I'll say, do you want the good news or the bad news, Captain?
Yes.
For the record, for everyone listening, that felt so good to say that to ELH. That was awesome to be able to say that to him for once. Mm-hmm. Okay. The good news is the only life in this system appears to be in the Borg cube. The unfortunate news is that I have found the crew of the Enterprise, the original Enterprise.
I see.
Their life forms are registering on the Borg cube as well.
Well, then it sounds like we need to stage a rescue operation before we start blowing anything up, because if there's a possibility of getting those people back, I want to take it.
I very much agree, sir.
Captain.
I will note that you have piles of momentum if you want to ask questions.
Captain, I would want to interject.
Yes.
I know, given my species' history, it's probably a little bit dark for me to say this, but given our information, they may already be Borg by now. Would it not be better to, rather than risk them potentially waking up on the ship and assimilating one of us, would it not be better to destroy them now and put them out of their misery?
So this is
we
a
already
question...
have the information.
So this is a question I got to ask above table, because it was, again, we're only privy to what we know about the Borg from the mind meld. Do we know, other than Logan as an example, that you can de-Borg someone in this universe?
You have no idea.
Okay.
I would say above table, we would probably think that we could do it.
Right, like
that arrogant.
Right. So I think Hamasi's going to hear what Sarkeni's saying and kind of nod along and say, well, I understand where you're coming from, engineer. I also believe that we have to owe it to the original crew to at least make the attempt. If things go worse or things start to go out of hand, we can always eject them into space, as macabre as that is.
Very well. Do you wish me to prepare the torpedo?
Prepare the torpedo and prepare cargo bays 1, 2, 3, and 4 for Borg, I suppose.
Are there any other preparations anybody wishes to make before I leave the bridge?
I've got a question for the counselor. How many Enterprise crew life signs are you detecting over there?
That's a good question. I will pass that on to the GM.
So the information you got, you received enough information to suspect that the entire crew is there. You can spend momentum if you like to get specifics, but
high resolution sensors, we get it for free.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. So they've been assimilated.
All 1012. All 1012, sir.
with one notable exception.
With one notable, yes, with one notable exception. Above
Yeah,
table, we're just assuming he was deborged? We don't know that for a fact.
You're making that up. Like
Yeah.
that's an assumption that you're making, right? Like that's
Okay.
not something I've said.
Okay.
He does have cybernetics, extensive cybernetics.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I must have missed that in the initial description. We have a floating momentum and another momentum, and I'd like to. I like to spend one of our existing momentum plus that floating momentum, and make a trait, which is precise location of Enterprise crew, so that we know exactly where they are at.
Sure.
So if we come to retrieve them, it'll make it a little easier to retrieve them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm gonna ask this in character. Do we even have the space to hold that many additional people?
In the cargo bay, sure. I mean, because if you think about it, the Enterprise D, the original one, could hold up to 4,000 in emergencies, and the Nebula is basically the Galaxy class, just small, a little bit smaller. So I reckon we can handle three, probably two, 2.5 to 3,000 people. So yeah,
I would say it's
Yes, but
reasonable. Like you couldn't keep them forever, but you could. The amount of life science you see on the cube, you could probably get into the Enterprise at some point. No, the players know that's probably a terrible idea, but
I have a question that I'd like to spend momentum to ask and obtain information question.
sure.
Um, will removing the Enterprise crew wake up the rest of the Borg?
Ah. Locutus believes, Locutus being the amalgamation of the Enterprise crew consciousness in the Enterprise, believes that if you did that suddenly, then yes.
Okay, well then using my studious talent, I'll ask a follow-up question on that one momentum spend. Um, how slowly would it, how much time would it take to do it without waking up the rest of the crew or the rest of the Borg?
Likely in the realm of like 5 minutes between people. Ballpark, right? So hours. Ghost Ship gives you a free extra question too.
Does anyone have another question?
yeah. Where's Data?
Data is driving Locutus.
Oh,
And based on those calculations, it'll take 84.25 hours.
Better part of 3.5 days straight.
well, it sounds like we better get started.
Captain, if I may, perhaps we should take one Borg and see if we can neutralize it before we start taking 1,000 of them on board.
A reasonable precaution. You said we have the precise location of the Enterprise crew, correct, Doctor?
Yes, I have them all recorded and cataloged and cross-referenced with Locutus's information on the Borg cube.
Well, congratulations, Doctor. You get to pick our lucky winner. Who will it be?
Captain,
May
uh,
I, while it is your decision, Doctor, may I suggest the Chief Engineer or the Chief Medical Officer?
and could you explain your reasoning?
If the Chief Engineer has understanding of Borg technology, he may be useful in releasing others or finding a weakness in the Borg. The Medical Officer likewise may have medical knowledge.
Let me think about that for a minute. I'm taking your suggestions, and I don't have any other. I think those make sense. I will. Let me see who was the CMO and the engineer.
That'd be Crusher and LaForge, right?
Well, depending on what season.
It's season 1.
Okay, well, it wouldn't be LaForge then.
It would
Yeah, he's
be
Bridge Trigger.
God, what is
It'll
his
be
name? Begins with a B,
Kyle?
I think.
Oh, yeah. It's been a while since I watched it. Fuck it, it's
There were like
LaForge.
3 of
Because I
them.
remember him.
It's alternate check. It's
It's
the
the
Forge.
alternate generation.
Oh, it
The
could
guy
be
that stuck
Argyle.
around for a while.
Argyle was one of them.
Well, we got LaForge and Crusher, and you get to pick which one we rescue. Congratulations, Arwen.
And we'll say that it's Warfare Tactical, too.
We can leave him.
He's the best dad ever.
Oh, Lord.
Oh dear.
You guys cut out on me. I didn't hear all that, but I'm just
You
gonna
miss
play.
nothing of consequence. You miss nothing.
Okay.
Well, all right, engineering. What are you up to?
Preparing the torpedo.
All right, so you want a sunbuster, eh?
Certainly.
So let's call that, this would be control and
Mhm.
engineering. Ship would
Can I
be
assist him?
computers engineering. You
Should
can
the
assist
boss
if you're not doing something else.
Well, the captain asked us to get this ready, so I guess I'll be helping him figure out how big of a yield we're going to need.
Sure. Control security.
Would shipboard tactical systems come into play as well?
I would think so.
So-
Yes.
I'll give you a threat to activate bold. And no way. I'm just assisting, so it's 1 die, so I'm not going to do that.
Would preventative maintenance or power systems come in as a focus?
Don't think so. No.
I mean, this is about to be a very big, powerful bomb.
Yeah, but it's not a power system based thing. Like if it was a phaser doing something, then maybe. But
Fair enough. Stubbornness?
no.
Okay.
If it were a daring thing, like in the heat of something, maybe. But this is calculated.
Yeah, we've got 2 successes either way.
Mm-hmm.
I gave 2 for my assist.
Alrighty,
Nice.
so I'm gonna call that. What was it? Tricobalt?
Trilithium.
Trilithium, and I will call that value 2. The value 1, since you got 4 successes. And you'll have that available to make your life easier if you decide to blow a sun up.
And we'll just say to the captain, engineering to captain, warhead complete.
Well done. Now I believe I need my security chief to set up a quarantine procedure in Cargo Bay 1 for the 1 test person we're going to be rescuing. Doctor, who are we rescuing?
Well, it looks like there is some confusion about who the chief engineer is in this manifest right now. I believe this Lieutenant LaForge was about to be promoted to it. So I would say Lieutenant Geordie LaForge.
And Captain, if I may, I recommend putting him in a science lab. There's stronger force fields in the science labs than there are in the cargo bays.
All right, well, as long as you believe if everything goes wrong and we need to eject him into space that you can do it, sure, we can use Science Lab 2 for it.
We're gonna get that prepared then.
That's easily set up, no problem at all. And that leaves us with the captain. If there's any particular action you would like to take before we shut her down.
Sending everything that's happened to Starfleet Command so that they're apprised of the situation.
Already, and encrypted notations and data streams, I assume, for the Borg stuff. You don't want to cause a complete fucking panic.
Right, yeah, like I'm going to say, hey, we found something big, we're investigating. We may have also found the original crew. Expect an update within so and so time.
Perfect. No rolls needed for that. So what we'll do here is we'll kind of shut her down. Next session will be the approach to the Borg cube. Remember, Richard Logan is out there somewhere with his highly advanced starship, and you'll have an attempt to rescue the original crew of the Enterprise, and then try to figure out a way to get Locutus separated and put into them, if that's possible at all.
Fun.
One problem at a time.
Alrighty, that's it for me. LH, you want to send us off?
Yeah, so Twitch, stick around because we're going to raid somebody, but YouTube, we'll see you later. Bye-bye, YouTube.